Some of the guys in the neighborhood started breaking the rules and started committing acts against rival gangs that were outside the rules of engagement imposed by the powers who set the rules for all prison gangs. We were told that we were going to get the green light unless those in the gang were able to pay enough money to get it lifted. We didn't make the deadline, and the green light hit solid green. So there was one night where there was a Bronco that was stalking me, and I knew that they were after me specifically. And that's when I started hearing a loud blast and seeing big flashes behind me. And I said, oh shit, they're already blasting on me. And so then I floored it, and then I heard another big blast, and the back windshield just exploded with light. And so I said, damn, these dudes are taking me out. My car just died completely, and I'm rolling through the neighborhood, and this SUV pulls up and starts stalking me. The window starts to lower slowly, and I see a bald head. And so I just sort of accepted my death. This is it. I'm going to be the first one to die from the green light. And I just said my prayer. There's a saying in the military, there's no atheists in foxholes. And the window rolls down. I see the head. And I'm just waiting to see the barrel of the gun. And then I see a big old smile, a big grin from ear to ear. It's one of my friends. And it's all full of 5 dudes from the neighborhood. And they're like, we thought you were blasting at us. And then I said, I thought you were shooting at me. It was the car backfiring. I thought it was them shooting at me. They thought it was me shooting at them. And it was just like a big misunderstanding. We had a good laugh. And the most senior member who was driving the Bronco, he comes over to me and he just has a quick one-on-one with me. And he got very serious and very somber. And he looks down to the right, he looks left, and he's like, shit's gonna get real crazy around here. Be vigilant. It must have been maybe a week or two, maybe just several days after that, he was shot and killed in front of his house. There was another associate with him from the gang who was shot and killed in the same attack, so it was a double homicide. And they were set up where we call them honeypots in the spy world by girls who literally infiltrated the neighborhood, were talking to rivals on the phone to fire those first shots of the green light. They were attacked from both sides, bashed them over the head with bottles. They did a little, drunk, woozy boxing. They were beat up. And then they were shot and killed, both of them, right in front of the house. And we went to the front of the house and we could just hear the screaming and crying of the mothers and the other women. And there was so much blood in the streets that they couldn't even clean it up. I'll never forget just how chunky the blood was. And most of that came from our friends' heads. And so when we went to the funeral, the mother, to my surprise, chose an open casket. And so when I saw my friend's head, it was literally the size of a basketball. And that's because when they hit him with the bottle and his head filled up with fluid and he was killed, there was no time for any healing. I always thought his mother was kind of crude and unaware to do that until I realized years later as a parent, she could only have been trying to send a deterrent to the rest of us. Like, this is going to be you if you guys don't get your shit together.